Peace. Welcome. Welcome. You're going to join with me today as we meditate and create a crystal grid meditation. I have the Heart Sutra playing in the background. Hopefully you'll be able to hear that. And before we get started, let's bring in the chimes. Let's take a nice deep centering breath to enter into this sacred space. And I thought it would be nice to pull a card from the Soul Trees Oracle. And then we will begin this crystal grid. And each step of the crystal grid is filled with the intention and energy of creating the space to receive love, to give love, to receive love, to be loved, to be at peace with self. Any change that we expect to see in society must begin with ourselves, must begin with daily activity, daily action, daily intention, daily being. You know, our modern Western society, we're so used to doing, and talking. But we're not used to just being, to just resting in a space, resting in an energy. Again, we're pulling from the Soul Tree Oracle. Just shuffling the deck right now. Welcome, everyone. Do not be afraid to say greetings. I can see the numbers in the room. And I am cutting the deck. Pulling a card before we get started. This is a beautiful card. This is New Path Emerging. Sometimes we get the tendency to bang our heads against the wall. Welcome, Teresa. Teresa, can you hear the music in the background? Let me know if you can hear the music. Hopefully it's not too low and not too loud. I have the Heart Sutra being played in the background. So we have a new path emerging. Using crystal grids to infuse them with energy, with intention, using sacred geometry. Very good. Using sacred geometry to, construct that pathway. Sacred geometry, mathematics, geometry, the building blocks of life. So we're going to help usher in a new path emerging, a new path of love, a new path of self-love, of unconditional willingness to look in the mirror of self and see our shadow, to recognize our light, to recognize our shadow, to embrace not only the light of who we are, but to embrace the shadow of who we are, to love the shadow of who we are. Because only when we love our own shadow, our own self, are we able to then extend that love to others. Are we able then to see others as our self, so that we can love our neighbor, love our brother, our sister as ourself. And if we can accept ourself, shadow, light, darkness, brightness, if we can love all of who we are, we're able to love and accept and appreciate what we consider to be other. And eventually get to realize that there truly is no other. It is all a reflection of ourself. And when we see joy in the world, we can feel that joy in ourselves. And when we feel and see sadness in the world, we see that sadness in ourselves, and we are then moved to take action, to be peace where there needs to be peace, to open up and break down and move out where it is needed, to direct that energy of love, of compassion, that energy of discernment, that energy of justice. Move it where it needs to go, instead of holding on to it in anger, holding on to it in frustration, holding on to it in judgment. So there is our new path emerging. Are you ready to join me on this new path of emerging? There we go. All right. So the first stone I'd like to set down, and I'm not going to name all the stones, I'm just going to allow them to set and invite you to feel the energy, to put your energy in there, to put your intention as we build this crystal grid. Optical calcite, which is an amplifier of energy. I don't know if you can see the rainbow in there. I love rainbows. So that is right in the center of the flower of life. The flower of life is born out of the seed of life, which is planted in each and every one of us. Because when we start off as, the ovum and the spermatozoid, as they come together, they begin to separate and multiply. First one, then two, then I believe it's four, and so on and so forth. We start off as the seed of life, and all of these concentric circles, the divisions of the cells, becomes the flower of life. And within this very ancient and sacred geometry is composed of all of the geometric patterns. The dodecahedron, the Merkaba, all of it is enclosed in this. So this flower of life is the potential, the creative, the unlimited creative potential of the universe. And remember, the universe is fractalized all the way down to the minutest part. And so that what that means is we are also part and parcel of the universe. And this is the Merkaba. This is the vehicle of ascension, the vehicle of the soul. And we're desiring to ascend with love, with true unconditional love, which includes in it discernment and judgment. Okay, this isn't fluffy little bunnies, that kind of love, but true love that builds up, that edifies. And as each stone lays down, we continue to focus and to set our intention. I have boxes and boxes of crystals, and I plan to utilize as many as possible. Unfortunately, I lost that live feed. I thought I put the phone on, what do you call it? Do not disturb, airplane mode. I guess that did not happen, but we keep going. Some rose quartz to further amplify that love. Let me put that there. You can imagine the shape that is taking place there. Let's see. Now this flower of life pattern that's on the board, this particular product came from Big Liz at Big Liz Conjure. If you look back in the archives, you'll see a video that she appeared on the channel. Here we go. Creating crystal grids is very much like the Tibetan Buddhist making sand mandalas. You know, it's a manifestation that comes in for a temporary time to remind us of the temporariness of this physical life. Something that we are able to imbue our intention and energy into. So I hope as you see the crystals being laid down, know that you are also participating in this endeavor with your own energy. Maybe I'll put some Amazonite in here if I have enough pieces. Okay, looks like I do. Let's see. Allow yourself to not only send energy into the crystal grid, but receive the love and intention that is coming out. The love, the discernment, the justice, appreciation, gratitude, the light that not only pierces through the darkness, but allows you to see your shadow self more clearly, that allows you to accept your shadow self, to transmute that shadow into energy that is most useful and beneficial to not only yourself, not only your life, but the life of your family, the life of your community, your city, your state, your nation, and eventually, as the crystal grids expand and expand and expand, the entire planet. And of course, our planet, ourselves, self, is a fractal of the universe. And so, above as below, the love that you put out is the love that you will receive. The love that you have within is the love that you will put out and will magnify and be received back to you. Some of the round ones, they want to wobble around. There we go. So there you go. This is our love meditation crystal grid today, being infused with the chanting, the singing of the Heart Sutra. This is the Heart Sutra in Chinese. And I believe the woman's name is Imee Ooi. I will have the description, the information, and where you can purchase the song from Amazon. So please join with me in this moment. Please join with me. So remember, the Soul Trees Oracle that we pulled today, just now, before we began this crystal grid, is new path emerging. New path emerging. You see all of the dead and withered branches on this side, you know, kind of indicative of where society is going. But we mustn't give up. We mustn't give up, and we must push forward. We must push forward and have a newness of life. If you notice the little leaves on the new branch, the leaves of new life, I like the color of the Amazonite here, which helps in unconditional love, self-love. Oh, here I forgot one. Last one. There we go. There we go. Now the grid is complete. A new path is emerging, amplified with unconditional love, with self-love, reaching out to spirit to receive, encouraging us to connect with our inner self, with our oversoul, with our higher self, that part of us that is directly connected with the universe in a conscious, unconscious, subconscious way. Connect with that part of ourselves so that we are able to forge a new path. So please join with me as we send love, as we send unconditional love and our intention and our energy into this crystal grid. And I will have this crystal grid posted on the website. So if you wish to download it and use it for your own meditation or your own healing, it will be there. And I hope that you will. And I hope that you will save it and share it. I will include a link to the crystal grid on the YouTube stream, the YouTube description box. So I'm going to leave this in silence from here and just allow us to meditate and receive the love. You notice it's all the colors of the heart chakra, the pinks and the green, the chrysocolla, the amazonite, the rose quartz, the optical calcite in the center, holding up the rose quartz Merkaba, the clear quartz points. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Know that you have everything that you need within yourself, which is a fractal of the universe. As Carl Sagan once said, we are made of stardust. We are made of what life has evolved from. And it ever continues to produce itself, to even destroy itself and create itself again. May this crystal grid remind you to create love, to create a space, to be a harbinger of love, of peace, of justice, of discernment. Of true Bina, which is one of the 10 Sephirot, which is where wisdom and knowledge come together as understanding. May you be endowed with the true love of true understanding, of true peace. Thank you for joining me. Please check the description box momentarily as I include all of the information needed in this video. Let's take a moment to take a nice deep centering breath. Let's remember our ancestors and all those who have come before us. I wish you peace, peace, peace that surpasses all understanding. I wish you peace and great bliss. Tamu and Ngina, Priestess of Self. Much love. Until next time. Until next time.